This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, All Blacks and Highlanders halfback Aaron Smith is staying in the South for another couple of years. Southern breeders are sending Limousin cattle to the annual bull trials in Dunsdale. And more than 200 athletes gathered at Waihi Station in South Canterbury over the weekend for the 6th Geraldine Rogaine Autumn Muster. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Simon Anderson. All Blacks and Highlanders halfback Aaron Smith has chosen to stay in the South rather than chase the wealth of an overseas contract. He signed with New Zealand Rugby for another 2 years through until the end of the 2021 season.
A spring in the step for Aaron Smith at Highlanders training this week, at least metaphorically. The world-class halfback's been sidelined with an ankle injury, but has just announced he's signed a 2-year contract to stay in the South.
I'm very lucky and fortunate that in Dunedin I have a really good life and get to live out my dream playing rugby. It's not a bad stadium. I love playing for the Highlanders. As I said, we've got a small business in Dunedin locally, so I've got something outside of footy as well, which is quite good to have that balance. And then, as I said, expecting a baby, so just trying to get the house ready for that.
The 30-year-old says happiness for him has won the day in favour of a substantial offer from a Japanese club, much to the delight of the Highlanders coaching staff.
You know, when you've got the best player in his position in the world committing to your club, I think it speaks volumes of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build here. And, you know, he's at the heart of that. He's at the centre of all the good things that we do on the field in terms of how we play, but not only that, what he brings to the club off the field. And
it's off the field where Smith will be for the next few weeks, although just how long he'll be away from the action is a moot point.
It feels pretty good. The boot's mainly so I can move around as fast as I like to move, and I don't think it'll be 6 weeks, but I'll be definitely, with the big year that we've got ahead, I'll be doing what the medical staff recommend and not trying to rush it, but I definitely want to get back out there and help my teammates.
If things go to plan, he could become the first All Black halfback to play 100 tests. He's sitting at 82 at the moment. He's the second most capped Highlander and still hungry for more.
I'm not the finished product, and you know, I'm just really glad that I've still got time to be able to get the best of what I can prove.
For this week at least, it'll be helping his Highlanders teammates from the sidelines as they look to break a 3-match losing streak when they host the Hurricanes on Friday night in Dunedin, the South Today.
An 8-month-old baby and a toddler were among the 3 people killed in a car crash near Ashburton yesterday. They were killed when a station wagon and a ute collided at Mitcham and Hepburns Road intersection shortly after 10 a.m. Police say the crash happened at high speed. A 30-year-old woman was also killed along with the baby and toddler. The 3 deceased were from Ashburton. Southern breeders are sending Limousin cattle to the annual bull trials in Dunsdale. The Limousin breed of cattle are known for having a high feed conversion efficiency rate.
A load of high-quality bull. Outram's Glencairn stud and Longridge's Black Creek stud are among the southern breeders sending yearling animals to a 10-month trial at Dunsandel.
We're Limousin breeders here in Otago, just out of Tapanui and Heriot, and every year we run about 35 cows here, but every year we send a couple of bulls up to the South Island Bull Trial in Dunsandel, where they can be tested alongside other breeders' bulls.
The trial runs from August to May, and Scott says about 16 animals are run together under the same conditions to remove environmental influences, so they're all on the same footing.
The idea of the trial is that we take out the environmental factors and that each bull will be assessed on its various growth rates and things like that, and then you can get a fair understanding of a bull's ability, because they're all run in the same conditions.
The bulls are regularly weighed, while traits like docility, weight gain and intramuscular fat are scored. Their semen is also tested and DNA samples are taken.
All the data from the trial is put into Limousin Breed Plan, which is a group of Australian and New Zealand breeders, so there's quite a big pool of information there.
At the end of the trial, the bulls get a warrant of fitness and are then ranked and sold. Scott says it allows them to compare their stock against other breeders at a genetic level. The program is in its 11th year, while the North Island version has been running for about 20 years. In Otago, the South Today.
A Dunedin doctor accused of killing a teenage girl has failed to get bail on his fourth attempt. 31-year-old Vinod Skantha has pleaded not guilty to the murder of 16-year-old Amber Rose Rush, who was found dead in her Corstorphine home in February last year. In a minute issued yesterday, Justice Gerald Nation confirmed the defendant has been declined electronically monitored bail again following a hearing last month. The trial is expected to go ahead in Dunedin towards the end of the year. More than 200 athletes gathered at Waihi Station in South Canterbury over the weekend for the 6th Geraldine Rogaine Autumn Muster. The muster is a cross-country orienteering type event in which runners use maps to find their way around a course. The event is a fundraiser for Geraldine High School with $80,000 raised over the last 6 years. Contestants registered at the Woodbury Hall, checking their maps before heading inland to Waihi Station. A 3-hour and 6-hour course had been set, with competitors having to clock in at various points. The day started cool and misty, but the mist lifted just before the runners set off. Still to come on the South today, a law lecture is disrupted by a group of alcohol-fuelled men, and ODT health reporter Mike Houlihan continues his look at the elder care sector. See you after the break.
Wait for seed to germinate. Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects, from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
tune in to Eastern Light Filmworks every week.
Nā mai anō, welcome back. Otago University has revealed Campus Watch had to intervene when a group of drunk men disrupted a first-year law lecture last month. Law lecturer Professor Seri Warnock has told media one of her lectures was disrupted by a group of 4 to 5 men who appeared drunk and rowdy about 3 weeks ago. One was so drunk he could hardly stand up. University proctor Dave Scott says the behaviour is unusual and highly inappropriate, and his office is investigating. He says if the men are found to be students, exclusion from the university is a possibility. Around 1 in 5 aged care workers in Otago and Southland are from overseas and are here on working visas. Tonight, Otago Daily Times health reporter Mike Houlihan continues his series looking into the aged care sector.
I get to know the individual. I get to know what their interests and what their hobbies are like before when they were younger. And I also interview the family. And from those informations that I have gathered, that's when I start planning the activities suited for them. So it can be difficult at times because some of them have bad vision, bad hearing, and so you have to come up with something that, you know, would cater to the individual needs before you do a group activity. Yep, the success of the activity depends on their behavior or mood for the day. But I can tell that they're enjoying because some of them are giggling. Like this morning when we had this balloon. It's just a simple game, but it works wonders. Like you can see them giggling, laughing. Sometimes I'm scared because they get, I was like, oh my God, you're full of the cheer. It's scary, but it's fun. And I play music in the background. So also, you can tell that they know the song. They're singing while they're playing, so it's fun. You can tell they're having fun. It's challenging, but I'm up for challenge. And then I realized that when you're a nurse, you touch lives, but when you're the diversional therapist, you touch lives, which is, I find it very fulfilling.
The whole notion of ageing in place, which was key to the health of older people strategy that came out, goodness, probably 15 years ago, was the rhetoric was that it was it was better for older people and older people preferred to remain in their own home. Behind that rhetoric was the fact that the country simply didn't have the age residential capacity to meet the growing number of older people needing residential care. That was driven both by dementia, an increase in the incidence of dementia, but particularly by a rapid increase in the so-called old, the 85 plus, who make up 2/3 of the age residential care population, and who for the last 15 years have been growing at the rate of 5% per annum. So it's the fastest growing cohort of any age group, and they didn't have a plan B. So all of the emphasis has had to be put on what can we do to maintain older people in the community, and we're running at 95% capacity now, unless there is greater provision of beds in the longer term or some radical new model of care in the community, we are going to have a problem in a couple of years' time, absolutely. There is no safe model yet for secure dementia care in the community. It's got to be residential. You can't have individuals with dementia wandering around, and as soon as a resident in the rest home gets to that point, let alone a resident in someone living in the community gets to that point, for their own safety they need to be in a secure environment. So residential care is the only way of meeting that need, and there has yet to be developed a safe and reliable form of providing hospital level care with that 24/7 nursing requirement in the community, and that's where the vast majority of the 85 plus population ends up. So it's a dilemma.
After the break on the South Today, we check in with the skate jam in Dunedin, which attracted out-of-town skaters to the city, and we have a look at your midweek weather.
the hard-to-find bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Green Island Medical Centre have 2 late night clinics. We are now open on a Tuesday and Thursday night until 7 p.m. with doctor and nurse appointments available. Phone us on 488 2754 to make a booking or to find out more information.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Thanks for staying with us. The Highlanders will be without one of their stars for their upcoming matches. The team announced this afternoon winger Waisake Naholo is set to miss 6 weeks with a knee injury. The 26th Test All Blacks sustained the injury at training yesterday. A scan revealed a Grade 2 MCL tear and he's now in a brace. No replacement has yet been named. Naholo joins teammate Aaron Smith in a growing Highlander casualty ward, which also includes fellow All Black Liam Squire. Dunedin skating community held a skate jam at the weekend at the Thomas Burns Skate Park. The event was to discuss plans for more skating venues around the city.
What goes up must come down. It's a lesson that skaters learn, some more than others. Organisers of Dunedin's Skate Jam at the weekend are pleased with the number of people who turned up to show their support for improving facilities across the city.
It was a pretty good day, real good weather, lots of people came out, got some epic skating done. Lots of good giveaways, so yeah, it was pretty good.
Dunedin Skateboard Association's Roscoe Moore says people travelled to Thomas Burns Park from far and wide to take part in the event. many sharing thrills and spills.
Real far, real far. People from Queenstown, Invercargill all came for a skate. It was great.
He says around 100 people signed up to join the association, which intends to lobby local authorities to improve and increase skating facilities in Dunedin.
We're working on it, you know, we'd like to see a lot of things around the suburbs, around Dunedin, maybe like one big skate park, but yeah, lots of improvements for skateboarding in Dunedin.
According to internet sites including Wikipedia, skateboarding began in the 1940s or 1950s.
Next minute.
Moore is challenging people with misconceptions about skate culture to come and visit skate parks, describing the community as one big happy family. He's pleased the sport is finally out of the shadows and is becoming an Olympic sport next year.
Well, yeah, it's not underground anymore. It's growing all the time. It's probably one of the fastest growing sports out there. I mean, it's so easy to get into, and it's a lot of fun, so yeah.
Following the weekends at Skate Jam, the Dunedin Skateboard Association plans to hold more events and grow membership. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. All Blacks and Highlanders halfback Aaron Smith is staying in the South for another couple of years, choosing not to chase the big money overseas. Southern breeders are sending Limousin cattle to the annual bull trials in Dunsdale, where the cattle will undergo many tests before being sold. And more than 200 athletes gathered at Waihi Station in South Canterbury over the weekend for the 6th Geraldine Rogaine Autumn Muster. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Hayden.
Good evening, Simon. How are you this evening?
Well, thank you. A little bit nervous.
No, you're doing very well. Well done. Now let's look at the ODT tomorrow, and it's one of those classic days where there's a little bit of something for everyone, to be honest. There's funny stuff, there's interesting stuff, there's dramatic stuff, all sorts. We start with ships making too much noise in Otago Harbour. I don't know if you've been noticing this, but apparently some of these new container ships have very powerful new generators, and they're extremely loud, and they're starting to annoy people. So tomorrow we hear from some people who are annoyed. We hear from the company about what they're going to do about it. It should be an interesting story. And also a lot of interest on the West Coast, especially in what's going to happen after all the recent floods.
Right.
Very promising signs for farmers especially, which is great news for the coasters, of a very large compensation package. Obviously a huge amount of damage sustained over there. So there'll be some interest in that. An unfortunate story, to be honest. The New Zealand Pipe Band champs were here at the weekend, obviously, a very big deal. We've heard from one group who did not enjoy their trip to Dunedin very much, sadly. They were the subject of some very nasty abuse from people in the student quarter. So that is a rather unfortunate story. We don't like those sorts of stories, obviously, where people visiting Dunedin don't have a very pleasant experience. A great quirky little story out of the fire service. We had one Dunedin fire station called to deal with a kitchen fire at another Dunedin fire station, of all things. So we've got a funny little yarn there. And then obviously people have already seen, we'll have the latest on the Waisake Naholo injury, which is bad news for the Highlanders, and it's bad news for me because I'm going to the Highlanders game on Friday night for the first time in years, and there's no Waisake Naholo, no Ben Smith. So personally I'm very, very concerned about that news.
Thanks, Hayden. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with the southern view, Queen Victoria bathed in light before rain hit Dunedin. Looking at the situation, a westerly airflow develops tomorrow ahead of a cold front due on Thursday, bringing rain and colder southwesterlies. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect fine weather and 19 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim, you've got the chance of a few clouds and a high of 19. In Canterbury, expect a few clouds with a high of 16 degrees for Kaikoura and Christchurch. Ashburton should be 1 degree warmer on 17. In the southern towns, plan for light to moderate northeasterlies and clear skies. The Catlins, Lumsden, Balclutha and Gore are all due to reach 15 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, where you're due to have light winds and fine weather. Wanaka and Alexandra head for 19. Queenstown you're due for 18, while those in Te Anau should plan for 14 degrees with cloud increasing. To the northern towns, Twizel and Omarama, you're in for light winds and fine weather. Twizel, you're heading for 19 and Omarama is set to reach 20. Timaru and Oamaru, you should plan for moderate northeasterlies from the afternoon and 16 degrees. In Dunedin, fine and cold tonight with an overnight low of 4. Fine and cool tomorrow with long sunny periods and northeast winds developing. Looking at a high of 15 and a low of 4. Mild and northerlies and increasing high cloud on Thursday. Some rain late afternoon and a cold southwesterly change. A high of 19 and a low of 7. Heading to Invercargill, mostly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 7 degrees. Sunny periods at first tomorrow, but cloud increasing during the day, with westerly winds becoming fresh and gusty. Heading for a high of 15 and a low of 11. Cloudy on Thursday with some rain and fresh northwesterlies at first, looking at a high of 16 degrees and a low of 7. And that's our news this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.